Welcome to another episode of That's Some Crazy Shit with Kelly and James. I'm Kelly, and my co-host is Mr. James. What's up, man?
You know how it is. Always a pleasure to be with you here, my friend. At where?
The
That's Some
corner
Crazy Shit Broadcasting
center.
No tower, but yeah.
Center.
Center.
The corner office.
Always corner studio.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Corner studio. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I've never been there, because COVID and stuff, but
Right.
I hope to visit the center corner studio one day.
Well, maybe we can get corporate to send you,
Maybe. That would be nice.
Put an invoice in.
But it takes so much time, so much red tape, dude. So much red tape.
Well, I'm worth it.
Yeah, you are. I'll do it. So, James, we have another guest today, and all of our guests, it seem to have a common theme, and they all somehow talk about energy.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody talks about energy.
Yeah.
Either there's an energy field, either you have energy, blah, 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 energy, we're energy, everything's energy, whatever.
Yeah.
Everybody always has that common theme of energy. And our guest today is no different, except he's talking about a different energy. He's talking about scalar energy. And I had never heard of scalar energy, and it actually is the energy that Tesla worked with.
Right.
Right?
And that's kind of when he said Tesla, I kind of knew more what he was talking about. I had never heard of it referred to as scalar, like Taylor.
Yeah, scalar. So Tom Palladino is our guest today, talking about scalar energy, offering free 15-day trials of scalar energy healing to all of our listeners. I think it's cool. He's really passionate about what he does, and I won't try to explain it to you. He actually goes into what it is and what he does. And you ready?
Yeah, I could try real quick, tell people about it.
No, I mean, I was gonna let him, but okay.
Oh, all right. Well, let's bring him on then, my friend.
All right, okay. So, I mean, he's the one doing it, unless you want to tell him what it is.
Well, I wanted to impress our listeners with my knowledge, but...
No, let's hear it then. No, you got time. Let's do it. Impress us. We're waiting.
Well, I just wanted to say, when he was talking about Tesla, and he refers to the 0-point energy. So 0-point energy is when you are taking out more energy than you're putting into something. And so that is the ultimate dream. You want to put in a minimum amount of, let's say, 1 horsepower, but you're going to get out 10 horsepower.
Gotcha.
So when he talks about 0-point energy, you're getting out more energy than you're putting in. So that's just real quickly in a nutshell. That's what he's talking about when he talks about 0-point energy.
Thank you, James. That was incredibly impressive.
Thank you.
I'm sure the listeners are now all impressed.
That's what I was going for.
Right on. Mission accomplished. All right, let's get right to it. Let's bring our guest on. Ready?
Let's do it.
Welcome to the podcast, Tom Palladino.
Thank you.
Tom, thank you so much for coming on and being a part of That's Some Crazy Shit with Kelly and James. Welcome.
Pleasure to be here. Thank you both.
So we're both really interested in what you bring to the table, which is scalar energy. I'd actually never heard of it before until we met you. And so can you, first just explain to our audience what that is?
It's 0-point energy. It's from the sun. It originates from the sun and the stars. So it's the initial energy of the universe. And many people call that 0-point energy or ether energy. It's not electricity. So there's 2 different types of energy. I work with scalar energy, which I think is much more promising than that of electricity.
So when you say that it's the energy of the sun and the stars, that's literally where it comes from?
Yes, correct. Correct. So really, I believe it's the fundamental energy of everything, of the universe, the life force energy.
Now, Tom, is this something similar to what Tesla was looking into when he was doing his coils and things like that?
Precisely. He called it radiant energy. Scientists today call it scalar energy. That's why I use the name. You could call it chi, prana, consciousness, radiant energy. Simply stated, there's two energies in the universe. And Tesla saw the merit of this radiant energy, or what we're calling today scalar energy. Correct.
So is it a type of energy that you can measure?
I don't think so. That's a very good point. Why? Because I really think it's omnipresent. I think it's the omnipresence of God. And if it is, then it's infinite. So in order to measure something, you need a finite unit. Well, I think scalar energy pervades the universe, so I don't think we can measure it because it cannot be considered a unit, so to speak, of measurement. Rather, it's the omnipresence of God, so you can see the cause and effect relationship, but I don't think you can measure it.
Gotcha.
That's interesting because so many of the things we talk about, they can't be measured, but you can see the tangible results from, what's going on.
Yes, precisely.
So how do you know that you're working with this energy? How are you able to harness or control this energy?
Right. They are instruments that I've created, scalar energy instruments. And the properties that I've observed and the outcome is unique. Okay, these properties, these laws that this instrument abides by are not electromagnetic laws. The outcome is incredible, something that is far beyond the reach of electricity or magnetism. So I believe they are scalar energy instruments. I believe we're tapping into that life force energy. And in so doing, this really is a new science. I'm at the vanguard of a new science. What I'm trying to do is take up where Tesla left off. The scalar energy science, the science of what we call non-physical reality. It's information.
So, Tom, do you experience the same type of pushback that Tesla did?
Not yet, and I'll tell you why. I keep it at a grassroots level. The people are always very gracious. It's governments, it's corrupt governments and corrupt businesses that I don't want to work with. But the people have been more than gracious. The people are wonderful.
So when somebody is healed, what does this energy do when somebody has a treatment per se?
Sure. Now, I want to make this clear. When I'm working with these instruments, it's quite unique. I work with people by way of their photographs. People will email me a photograph, and this is my photograph. I actually place a photograph inside the scalar energy instrument. So this is the unique science, scalar energy. And when I'm working with people, again, I work by way of their emailed photograph through the quantum realm or through the information realm. There's no in-person session. So everything I do is by way of the matrix or by way of this information cloud, so to speak. And I've discovered that I can pinpoint on a photograph, say a virus or a bacterium. And I can identify a virus or bacterium, and I can destroy or break apart that virus or bacterium as identified on the photograph. Now, I have to wait for the people to respond to me and provide a testimony for them to at least tell me that they feel better, or perhaps in the future they would have some kind of diagnostic test. So let me make this clear. I work only by way of photographs. I have a favorable outcome in my laboratory, and many times that favorable outcome is mimicked, is realized in person, but that cannot yet be proven by Newtonian physics.
So when you're working with someone, how many people can you treat at a time?
We can miniaturize photographs, and these instruments are capable. They're rather large instruments. We could easily work with, say, 2, 3, 4 million people simultaneously. because we can miniaturize the photographs and we can send energy to 3, 4, 5 million photographs.
Wow. Yeah, it's funny. Tom, I shouldn't be surprised because when we talk about how energy is just infinite, but the number still shocks me. That's a lot. That's a large number.
Yeah, yes, it is. And if what I'm saying is true and accurate, in the next 5 years or so, you're going to hear about this and how we're working with what I would consider millions, if not billions of people around the world by way of their photograph. Keep in mind, I can work with anybody in the world by way of their photograph, which is their quantum signature. And hence, this is a new science in which we don't work with physical reality, we work with non-physical information. And the way we deliver that is by way of a photograph of a person or an animal. So I forecast that in the future, we'll be working with hundreds of millions, if not billions of people.
Wow, that's crazy. So you offered me and James the 30-day energy healing. I am actually on day 11, right? So my question to you is, does this energy does it work on pain?
For some people, everybody is unique. I have standardized this process. One of the processes that I've perfected is the ability for the instrument to identify and target microbes, germs. And when you can eradicate those germs, microbes, many people see a relief in pain, or they see a greater sense of agility or mobility, if you will. So everybody's unique. And again, to underscore the matter, I don't work with people, so I have to rely upon their feedback if it has been favorable. Okay? Right. I don't pretend to be a nurse or a physician. I'm not. I'm a quantum researcher.
Very cool. And so once is this something that it should be an ongoing treatment? Is it you have it done over, say, 30 days and you're good for X amount of time, or how does that work?
Tune-up session.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good point. We leave it up to the people. My website has a free trial, a 15-day free trial. What do I do that for? I want everybody in the world to experience this without any coercion. Sign up for the free trial and you decide if it is of merit. Since this is a new science, this is a new application of this new science, scalar energy, I want to make it very welcoming. I want to bring down all of the defenses, so to speak. So people try the free trial. If they think it's of merit, then they'll sign up for a month or two. But what I'm really keen on is that people prove it to themselves. That's the only way you can establish a new science. People have to see the merit of this new science. I could talk to you on blue in the face. That's meaningless. What the key is whether people respond favorably.
It's interesting, Tom. Our former guests have all kind of had the same train of thought where you offer these things, free, and then you let its merit speak for itself after that. Yeah. There's no, okay, well, you can receive the benefits, but we need this up front. I like that. And then, all our guests are very open with sharing what they have.
Yeah, thank you. I think that's really the paradigm we should work on. People are intelligent and they just want to be informed. And again, when you drop the defenses and when you make this non-threatening, simple and easy, many people see the merit. If people are convinced, you've got a new friend.
So give us some of the benefits that you get from this type of healing.
Okay. I can speak about the testimonies that people have provided us. We've established that when we work with these instruments, we can destroy viruses, bacteria. Now imagine if we can destroy the human papillomavirus. That's the leading cause of cervical cancer. And many women have said that they no longer have the human papillomavirus in their body after we work with them. Meaning what? Well, if that's accurate, then we're preventing cervical cancer in women. If we can break apart if we can eradicate the herpes virus. Sure, that's painful and has lesions, whether it's oral herpes or genital herpes. And many people say that the herpes virus plays a role in Alzheimer's or neurodegenerative disease because it passes the blood-brain barrier. So depending on the microbe and depending on the condition, if you can eradicate so many viruses, bacteria, parasites, many of those microbes lead to medical conditions, if not occasion or the direct etiological cause of the disease, or will lead to perhaps in the future cancer or some other type of neurological impairment. So microbes, germs are to be avoided. And that is what I've discovered with this instrument. We can easily eradicate microbes, germs.
So Tom, did you ever have, what was your, I guess, aha moment where you're like, hey, I'm really onto something?
I had the good fortune to meet a family, the Hieronymus family. And although I never met the inventor, I met his wife. Hieronymus developed scalar energy instruments. And I met them back in 93 and 94. And I started to experiment with his instruments. And I saw then that I could easily eradicate microbes, germs. And I said to myself, this is incredible. So I followed up with his research, with his instrumentation. And here I am today. I've perfected this process. I'll say without equivocation, we could work with 1 million people a day by way of their photograph and eradicate the pathogens found on their photograph.
So how long is a treatment? If a treatment is daily, if I sign up for the 15-day trial and I get 15 days of treatment, how long is the treatment happening?
Yeah, I'll explain. We have 3 modalities that we work with 24 hours a day. So 1 hour a day, we eradicate pathogens. Another hour, the second hour, we balance the brain waves or the chakras. And then for the remaining 22 hours, we provide nutrients. Scalar Energy will assemble nutrients, minerals, antioxidants, fatty acids, etc. So for 24 hours a day, you are under a Scalar Energy session, 24 hours a day.
Wow. And so
it's a lot of energy.
That is a lot of energy.
It's a lot of healing.
And so I can say when I began my treatment, my healing, the first day I felt really, really tired. And I didn't even know that it had began until I checked my email.
Okay.
Right? So I'm like, God, why am I tired today? And then I read the email and it said, usually on the first day, it's not uncommon to feel a little tired, more than usual. And so I feel much better. I will say that I feel like in the beginning of the treatment, I felt like those first 3 or 4 days, I purged a lot of negative energy. It was weird, right? Where I would just have these, I can't really explain it, but things I haven't thought of in a long time that I just decided at that moment, we're just going to let things go. Right? So just a purging of like negative energy, which by the way, brought a lot of tears, and I'm not a crier. So just to randomly start crying in the middle of like watching a TV show is weird for me. And so I attribute it to the energy healing because I'm like, this is weird. What is going on here? Right? And that was about 3 or 4 days of that. It was really strange.
That's pretty profound. Thank you.
Yeah, I feel much better today. I feel really good, actually. And I was telling James, I said, I don't know if I feel good because I feel good or I feel good because of the energy healing, right? I don't know because I feel pretty good.
Well, I guess at that point, it doesn't matter why, as long as you feel good.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. It's hard to say. Again, when I'm working with a person's photograph, most of the people I never meet. Can you put a direct cause and effect relationship on it? We can only theorize. But that's quantum science. Quantum science is not electrical theory. So this is a new science and it begs a new protocol, a new look.
Right. And it's just like so many things we've talked about that, science has to take a different look and a different approach to some of these things.
Yeah.
Because you just can't look at it the same way, and it just doesn't work. This is just
it
crazy stuff.
I use this analogy. If scalar energy is the apple, then electricity is the orange. Now you can make comparisons, but the apple is not the orange.
Right. So when you told us to send you a picture, I actually sent a picture of me and my dog. What is the purpose of having, or you said if you can, a family member, another person, a pet, why the other person or pet in the picture?
We want people to feel free to introduce this to their entire family, your entire family. And then many times we ask people to send their pet because a pet, a dog or a cat, does not know it's being treated. And if that dog or cat responds favorably, then that's an idea that something happened to change the health, the well-being of that dog or cat.
Well, now I have a question.
Just to be blunt, I want to treat the entire world. The reason I give away free sessions is I want this science to take off. And the easiest way to do it is by providing free sessions and just letting people make that decision how it helps.
Word of mouth carries a lot of weight.
Yes.
So now I have a question for you, Kelly. I'm assuming you took a picture with Sasha?
I did.
Has she been acting differently? Sasha is Kelly's dog.
Yeah, Sasha's my dog, and she's an older dog. She's not old, but she's an older dog, and she has one of her paws. She was born with kind of a deformed paw, and she tends to lick at the paw a lot. I have noticed though that she's been walking better on it, and she's actually been had more energy when we walk, because we walk every day.
Wow.
So yeah, I just now thought about it. I didn't think about that until you said it. So she hasn't been licking at her paw as much.
There you go.
That's really kind of interesting now that I think about it. Yeah, thanks, James. I'll have to keep watching her to see if her paw improves.
Stay tuned, listeners.
So if somebody wanted to try this out and they're maybe skeptical, they're like, yeah, things that are free usually have a catch. So I got to ask, what's the catch? You said there isn't one. So how do they get their 15 days of free scalar energy healing?
Yeah, you're right. There is no catch. Scalarlight.com is the website. Visit it. It's rather conspicuous on the website. A 15-day free trial. All you do is email us your photograph, just a bus shot, just your face. We don't need a full body. And we do the rest. And the key with this new science, once again, is for you to feel the benefits, for you to prove it to yourself. There is no textbook. There is no college class on scalar energy. It's a new and emerging science. So how do we get this out there to the general public? Well, as James said, word of mouth. It's grassroots. And this is how we're going to do it through the free trial. So it's scalarlight.com, SCALAR. Visit the website, read the articles. If you are inclined, email us your photograph. You can send photos of your entire family. Many times, if you send multiple photographs of people, then you can compare and contrast within your family.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So, can you treat people without them being aware they're being treated?
We want people to be aware that they're being treated. To answer your question, yes, you could treat people. Many parents treat their children without the knowledge of their children. But we want people to be aware. That's why we say visit the website and look at it from that perspective and read the articles first and feel comfortable. If you're of the age of reason, you should make that decision.
You know, Tom, I really like the way you emphasize the comfort of people. You're not pushing this on anyone, and I really like that. I'm
a humanitarian, James. I think I really want to just keep that very focused. And when you put people first, everything works out. Money is not important in life. People are important.
Wow.
We found that out doing this podcast.
So once somebody completes their 15 days and they want to continue, is there a fee to continue?
Yes, we have a fee schedule, and we'll share that with people. They simply call the website, and we'll explain their options. Yes.
Perfect. Gotcha.
So now, Tom, I'm not sure if we talked about the process. So I send you the picture. Now, is it a physical person that looks at it?
I take all the photographs at the end of the day, and I actually insert them in an instrument. And I always treat. I'm the one. I print out the photographs, and I treat those photographs on a daily basis. So they're in my care, in my lab the entire time.
Wow. So how many would you say you look at a day now?
Today, I probably treated at least 80, 90,000 people today.
Wow.
We're receiving collages from around the world, photographs from Christian missionaries, from social activists around the world, and whether it's from Asia or Latin America or Europe, we receive thousands of photographs every year. Today, I was probably treated at least 80 to 90,000 people today by way of their photograph. Now, keep in mind, these are miniaturized photographs. So it doesn't mean I'm printing out 80,000 pieces of paper. Some photographs have 1,000, 2,000 people on a collage on one piece of paper.
That's incredible.
It is incredible.
You see how this is going to really just catch on like wildfire and spread like wildfire eventually. It's not out of the picture for me to treat 1 million, 2 million people eventually a day. I'm already, as I said today, I probably treated at least 80, 90,000 people.
That's incredible. And Tom, I'm excited that you came on our show to share this, because it's cutting edge. It's cool.
It is cutting edge. This is Tesla's energy. This is Tesla's invention, so to speak. These are Tesla's theories that I'm putting into practice. And Tesla, during his day, was derided by the government, by big business, because Tesla was so far advanced, and Tesla technology remains a threat to the status quo.
It does.
This technology will make obsolete much of the existing technology in use today. Remember that statement. Tesla technology is going to make obsolete, essentially will make functionally obsolete many companies, many technologies.
I have to laugh because it's like, it would be so cool to look back and, say we were on the cutting edge of breaking all this.
That is very cool. Tom, thank you so much for being a part of that Some Crazy Shit and coming on the show.
Thank you.
I will definitely be sending in my testimonials when I'm done with mine, with my healing. And
I'll have to get mine started, Tom. I never got mine started, yeah.
And so I just, I thank you so much. It's just crazy. That just truly fits our show as Some Crazy Shit, because that's exactly what it is.
Thank you both. Word of mouth. Thank you.
I don't know if I said this during the interview, Gil, but what I like about not all our guests, but most of our guests, they want to share their knowledge, like, for free. They're not making big profits on this, A lot of them are, here's what I learned, here's my knowledge. You go and you carry on, Tom is, and I understand the word of mouth, being a businessman. That means, if Kelly were to come to me and say, James, this business has excellent food. Well, me knowing you, I'm going to go. And then if I go and I like it, I'm going to tell 2 people. And it's they'll tell 2 people. And it's
especially if you can get 15 days for free.
Right.
So
and that's I guess that's what I'm saying too. The point I make is he's giving this service for 15 days for free. And then he's letting it speak for itself after that.
And that's what he said. The only way that he knows is if people tell him.
Yeah.
Right. So
testimonial.
He is, like he said, he's truly a researcher wanting to reach as many people that are interested in this scalar energy healing, you can go to the website scalarlight.com.
Scalarlight.com.
SCALAR light.com.
All right then.
And that's where you can go and sign up for your free 15-day energy healing. And he said everybody's different. So he doesn't know if it's working for you unless you tell him, basically,
Right.
is what he's saying. And all I know is that me being on whatever day I was on whatever day that was, I'm on day 12 today, but when it first started, when I was like really tired that first day, I didn't realize it had started. I didn't look at my email until later that day.
Right.
And that was one of the things that said that you'll be really tired. And I was like, oh, So I still am skeptical, but I can't say that it's not because of that. You know what I mean?
Right. But that's what we do. We bring these things out and people can try them, and it's good you're skeptical then, because then people won't say, oh well, Kelly's, because she does the podcast, she's
predispositioned
to that thinking.
Predisposed.
So if you're a skeptic, predisposed, thank you. Then if you're a skeptic, people just can't say, well, you're biased because you do the podcast. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, like I said, and that's what I told him. I don't know if that's why, but right. I feel good. Right. And now, and I didn't understand in the email that it was 24 hours.
Yeah, 24-hour period.
It's 24 hours. It's 24 hours that this is going on. So it's going on for the energy healing is happening for me as I'm sitting here speaking with you.
No, it does not turn off. Battery
does not turn off. So that's kind of cool. So I just, go learn more about it. Go check it out. Do the free 15 days. What have you got to lose?
Yeah, and see, now that I'm more organized, because I couldn't get my stuff together to get my 15 days going. But now that he offered it to us again, I'm going to go and do it. And, now that I think I know what to expect, I'll know what to look for.
Right. And I'm going to really be watching the dog as well.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Hey, any listeners who decide to do it, maybe keep a log or diary on our webpage telling us if you see any difference.
Or let us know. Or more importantly, let Tom know.
Yeah, right. Let Tom know, first of all.
Right? So that he has it for his research. So
and I like the way you keep saying research stuff, because some people, we've talked about this, they will not believe this stuff because there's no quote unquote science behind it. There's no data behind it.
And that's what I was asking him. It's not a type of measurable energy as you are accustomed to.
Right. Yeah, not that we're accustomed to. And I think it's cool. Honestly, how cool would this be in 30 years or something? People say, yeah, I remember that some crazy shit broke it on their podcast. And now, now it's just common knowledge. That would be cool.
Yeah, well, like I said, I had never heard of it, so I was willing to do the trial prior to the podcast, right? So I could, speak to it. But like I said, I feel pretty good. I'm still skeptical. We'll see, So, that's all I have to say about that. I have no random bullshit.
Listeners, stay tuned to see how Kelly, if she takes days of skeptic or not.
Yeah, well, so I'll keep you posted. So you can go to our website, which is thatsomecrazyshitpodcast.com. There you can listen to past episodes, check out our social media, and even check out James's blog.
All right. Any random bullshit?
I have nothing for random bullshit. Do you have anything?
All right. I'm going to hit you up with something.
Okay.
In the last 20 years, 5 million birds have disappeared in Europe.
Oh, I read about this.
Yeah.
I did. I saw this article. Yes. Keep talking.
That's a lot of fucking animals.
A lot of them they said were Were they sparrows?
There was 3 groups of birds mostly, and I don't remember exactly what they were yet. But
Starlings.
probably.
Starlings.
Yeah,
That was it.
Yep,
Starlings. They were
was one.
starlings. A lot of starlings were disappearing, and they attribute it to the air.
Yeah. And I mean, so you think about it, you know, it's like these animals are kind of a barometer of the Earth's ecosystem. I mean, if you want to call it the health system, you know, when are we going to stop ignoring this stuff? When all those birds disappear, it's not a good thing.
Well, when the animals start disappearing, James, it's not a good thing.
Well, right, you know, I mean, bees have been disappearing for decades now, and you know, people still aren't too concerned about it. And I'm like, I don't think you understand the ramifications people of bees disappear.
Yeah, because nobody's really talking about it.
That's why we're here.
So, but I mean, yeah, I did read that with the birds and disappearing, and they attribute it to the air quality, and you know, yeah, who knows what the Earth will look like in 20 years, right? In 100 years, I don't know. We won't be here probably in 100 years. Not probably. We will not be here in 100 years.
Oh, goddamn, Cal. I mean, I look pretty good for 55, but 155, fuck.
Well, I'm just saying, we won't be here in 100 years. So
maybe we'll be like they have on the
Futurama.
Yeah,
we'll
we're just a head.
Yeah, we'll be heads.
There'll be a head in a jar.
But yeah, I mean, who knows? I mean, especially if we keep doing things the way that we're doing them today.
Yeah, no shit.
Right? So, James, that is doom and gloom. That's gloomy random bullshit.
You didn't tell me it had to be all, you know, happy.
That's kinda,
I'll bring happy random bullshit.
Yeah, that's kind of dark and gloomy. Dun, dun, dun.
Sorry.
Wow. All right. Well, next week we will have another guest.
Right on. Our guests are always really good.
They are. But until then, my friend.
Until then, keep your minds open, people.